gradually shifting to red there. Use the air from the airbrush to dry it out a bit. Okay, so back with our original white-yellow mix. We're now going to start to add some more flame shapes. We've done the far background, so again these don't have to be too detailed. Keep it fairly loose, but you can kind of follow the pattern of your original flames, sort of. Just don't go right to the edge. You know, go in a bit because you're going to want the edge of these showing a bit. So let's do some random lines. In line with what you've done, like that. And then you can come in with the stencil. Like for instance here. You see that? I better zoom in, haven't we? Let's try that. Like for instance this line here. We can get the stencil, lay it there to give us the hard edge, and then if we airbrush to follow that line, don't just spray there, follow that line round. Use dagger strokes as well, they help a lot. You end up with a line like that, which is kind of what we're after. So just go around your lines, doing that sort of thing, keeping in mind your original idea for the flames. You know, keep the design right, keep the flow right, and you'll come up with something that does look pretty damn cool. Hold on, sweetheart. There's a little side note, make sure your stencils aren't dirty. You see what I've done there? Look. I've can I zoom in on it? Will it focus? There you go, you see what I've done there? That was the first curve, but where I kept spraying, I sprayed over the stencil and kept going. Same on the bottom there, over the stencil and kept going with a few strokes to create these little wispy bits that come off the bottom. Did that again here. Not so much so, because of course you don't want it to fly all the way up there, it would just look odd, but those together have a great effect. And what you can do now is join them up with a bit of freehand. like that. That's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? So, like I say, we'll carry on doing that over the rest of the panel and see what we can come up with. But again, don't be too detailed. And always remember the flow of the flames. You know, try and keep it flowing in a particular direction. I got another subscriber. I don't know how you pronounce that. Laisto? Laioosto. Thanks for subscribing, mate. Anyway, on with the flames. You see, I'm starting to go a bit heavy-handed with the stencil here. I'm going a bit too far. It's starting to look a little bit like seaweed, so I'm going to have to back off a bit. Just not do so much stenciling. Right, so that'll do that. There's the next yellow layer, as you can see. There you go, look. It's all fairly, not too highly detailed. We haven't gone too far with the detail as yet. So now we're going to make that orange. So to turn this orange, I'm now going to use a carmine red and detail yellow mix. Can you see that? It's like a really deep, warm orange colour. To get that, I've used 5 drops of the detail yellow and 1 drop of carmine red, and again reduced 4 to 1, and that's what you've got. So now we'll just lay that down over the top of the yellow. What you may notice, I'm not sure if I can pick this up on the camera or not, you'll start to see some really nice colour transitions, like here. I'll see if I can zoom in on that just to show you. There you go. Extreme zoom mode. You'll start to see some really nice colour transitions just here. You've got the original red part that I did down there, and then you got this yellow that I've laid over the top, and you can kind of see the start of the transition there. But once I add this yellow and carmine mix over the top, obviously remember not to lay it on too thick, you know. There you go then. You see you add the orange over the top, and you get that really nice transition between the like carmine mix at the bottom and then this new orange colour. They got really nice, like, warm, fiery transition. So we'll add that orange over the rest of the yellow and take it from there. Now again, don't flood the whole panel with this. Just keep it to where you've put the lighter yellow mix. Otherwise you're going to end up with a brown, your black is going to turn brown. Especially as we get more and more into the yellows. It's a good idea to go over the red in the background though, because this yellow really punches it up a bit. Okay, so as you can see, we had to lay down a fair old bit of that to tint this down to that kind of deep warm orange that we want. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. The paint is so heavily reduced that you're mostly laying down reducer on the surface instead of paint. So it does take quite a few layers to do. So when you're doing it, bear in mind it is water-based paint. Too many layers too quickly and you're going to have issues. So don't forget to heat set it. And don't go too heavy. Keep the layers light. As if you were using auto air, just keep the layers light, just keep going. Bit time consuming, but the end result is worth it. So now that's that deep orange. We're now going to go in with a white rather than our little yellow mix that we started with. We're now going to switch to a white and we're going to work in some more detail, but this time we kind of want to stay with the pattern of these orange flames that we've done. We just want to add like hot spots and stuff. So let's get that done. Just going to be using Wicked Detail White for this bit. Reduced 4:1, 4 drops of reducer to every drop of paint. Wait for my compressor to stop making a racket. Yay! Okay, so just white this time, reduced 4 to 1. We are going to need stencil again. Now I purposely haven't used my fire stencils on this. All I've used is this general one, just so you can see that you don't need the fire stencils, and you don't need any kind of stencil bought really. Just a bit of cardboard, just go draw a squiggly pattern on some cardboard. You could use that. You don't have to go, I mean they're handy, don't get me wrong, these things are great, but you don't have to go out and buy them if you're on a tight budget or whatever. Anyway, some white now, and like I say, keep in line with what you've already painted. You just want to add like hot spots to it. Like that. Don't forget, fire is always hottest at the bottom, so just do a misting of white along the bottom. Add some intense parts. So fire always starts off hot down the bottom, doesn't it? Carry on with these intense spots. Also, you don't have to keep to the curve that you originally used. It's not this curved edge on this stencil here, they don't fit, but it's close, so it adds an interesting effect if it's not spot on but close. See that it's kind of back a bit from the edge there. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a good effect. Like I say, doing fire really does bring out your artistic side, because you've got to have a good imagination for it, if you know what I mean. Also with this white, if you can hold it away from the surface a little bit like I'm doing here, kind of fades out that edge. It's a lovely effect. It doesn't always help, but certainly on this stage it creates a lovely effect. See? That looks gorgeous. And again, careful with the stencil, don't go overboard with it, which is easily done, believe me. Okay, so we've gone in with the stencil quite a bit, and now you're going to want to do some freehand stuff with the white. Just some lines that join up the flames, the odd little random line. It's again, it's tricky to explain, but get your creativity going to do it. You'll see what I mean. Alrighty, that'll do the white. So now you want to go in there with some yellow. Again, we're just 4:1. We like that ratio for Wicked, 4:1. It's very, very watery though, so watch your spidering. Not all of you will get along with that sort of mix, but that's what I like to use. Okay, so here we go then, the Wicked Detail Yellow reduced 4:1 to tint all this white. Be careful with this one, by the way, don't get it on the black too much. This will give you the muddy effect. Just get it on where you got the white. Okay, so there we go. That's with the yellow laid over the top. It looks quite faded and matte at the moment, but it's water-based paint, don't forget. You know, it doesn't really pop until you get some lacquer on it. So we'll do that now. We'll put some lacquer over it, or some clear coat, whichever you want to call it. And we'll see what it looks like once it's all shiny. Okay, so there we have it. That's what it looks like when it's cleared. As you can see, it's not as vibrant as the solvent paints. If you go to Google Images or whatever and search for True Fire airbrush, you'll see it's not as vibrant as you get with the solvent paint, but it's perfectly good. You know, it's perfectly passable. You can see there's like a purple halo going on at the top, which is a nice effect, I think. And you can see how I formed the flames there, you know, airbrushing a long dagger stroke and going over the edge of the stencil. So like, you know, this one here, for instance, you know, the stencil was there, but I kept the stroke going up there. I even carried on down here, you see, with that stroke down there. So that's how I do my fire. Again, there you see, I laid the stencil there, and I carried a stroke on up there. I did another one that went up there, brought another one down there. So you get the kind of idea. And that's the end result. So there you go, job done. I hope this video has been useful to you. Like I say, there's loads of True Fire videos, DVDs, you know, YouTube videos or whatever out there, so go take a look at those. You know, everybody has a different way of doing it. This is the way I do it, and like I say, I'm no pro. There's plenty of people out there that do better fire than me. So go research it as much as possible, then give it a go. If any of you fancy doing it, please make a video response to this if you give it a try, and don't mind showing everyone the results. Then please make a video response to this, post it down below. I'd love to see what you come up with, see if I'm helping you out or not. And likewise, if you got any airbrushing or whatever, you know, feel free to post a video response or what have you. I'd love to see what you come up with. It's always nice to hear that somebody finds my videos useful. You know, I'm no expert, but it's always nice to know if I've helped somebody out, you know. So, yeah, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. That'd be awesome. Feel free to comment down below if you got any questions or what have you. You know, I live on YouTube, so I'll see if I can reply, help you out or what have you. And I hope to see some of your fire soon.